and then sharing my screen with you. So let's switch first to the right screen, and we're going to look at defence this week, and in particular looking at leads that are considered passive or active, or attacking in other words. And we'll look at what that means and when you should be making those kinds of leads. So a passive lead is a lead that's least likely to help declare and make extra tricks. And it's often chosen when the opponents have bid weakly and ended up maybe in a part score or game, but their bidding indicates that they don't have fantastic source of tricks. Maybe they've just got enough for game. It's in those situations, sometimes it's a good idea to think about leading a trump, or a suit with no honours can be a suitable passive lead. We'll look at examples of these in a minute. And in those situations, you should try to avoid leading away from your honours. Now, that's not always possible, but leading away from your honours can often give declarer an extra trick. And also, although you can't do this on opening lead, later on in the play, you should try to avoid leading into any honours from dummy. So if you're on lead and you lead a suit where dummy has got an honour, you may be helping declare a make trick with that honour. We'll look again at some examples of that. And a passive lead is more often chosen against a suit contract than against no trump. So if, for example, you've got ace, queen, 10, XX, the X's just mean two small cards, that might be a good lead against no trump, but a poor lead against a suit contract, because it's very likely in a suit contract that leading from that holding will give away a trick, maybe to declare as king or jack, and you may well not get that many tricks back in return if they're playing with the trump suit. And passive leads are more likely to be a good choice in duplicate scoring, which is what we're playing here, rather than other forms of bridge scoring like rubber bridge, where overtricks don't matter so much. But in duplicate scoring, very often you don't want to give away any extra tricks to declare on. So I would contrast passive leads with active leads or attacking defense. And sometimes the bidding may suggest that there's going to be a long, strong suit in dummy where declarer may be able to take a lot of tricks. That perhaps calls for a more active lead. Or sometimes you're able to see that once you've seen dummy. You can see that declarer has a long, strong suit, and you need to try to grab your tricks, if you have any, before declarer discards on that long suit. And it's more often chosen an attacking or an active lead against no trump. So, for example, if you've got ace, that same holding, ace, queen, 10, XX, that would be an attractive lead. You would lead fourth highest against no trump. Even if that gives away a trick, you hope your side will regain the lead, and you'll be able to maybe take 4 tricks in return. And it's more likely to be a good choice of form, a good choice of play in forms of rubber bridge where overtricks don't matter so much. So, in other words, not what we're playing today, like other forms of scoring, as I mentioned, things like rubber bridge or Chicago scoring or team scoring. Okay, so let's have a go into this in a bit more detail, but I just want to emphasize that there are certain leads, and this is really top of the sequence leads, which are both attacking and safe. That is to say, if you lead the king from a king, queen, jack sequence, that's very unlikely to help declare and make extra tricks, whereas at the same time it's an attacking lead, which will hopefully set up some tricks for your side. So these kinds of leads, top of a sequence, are very often chosen in all forms, regardless of the bidding, because they will set up tricks for your side and they are also safe and won't give declarer an extra trick. Do interrupt me if you have any comments on this. I just want to go through what I mean by some weak bidding sequences that might call for a passive lead. And these are sequences like this, like 1 no trump, 2 no trump pass. They've reached 2-no trump, but they haven't gone on. So you know that they only just have enough points for 2-no trump. Maybe they've got 23 combined points or so, and you don't want to lead anything that will give them an extra trick. So this bidding sequence, these bidding sequences call for passive leads, perhaps. Another one is 1-no trump, 2-no trump, 3-no trump. Again, you know they've just got enough for 3-no trump, but they won't have 28 points between them. Let's put it that way. And similarly, if they've ended up in 1-no trump after, say, going 1 club, 1 heart, 1-no trump, and they've not sort of made a move forward, they probably only just have enough for 1-no trump. Or you could have a weak bidding sequence in a suit contract. Things like 1 heart, 2 hearts, or 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, or even 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 4 hearts, are all fairly weak bidding sequences. And these tend to suggest you might want to lead passively. Don't give away an extra trick to declare. Don't make it easier for them. Do interrupt me if you have some questions about this. What's a strong bidding sequence? Well, something where the opponent clearly have got more than enough for game. Something like 1 spade, 2 clubs here, which should show 10 or more points, 3 spades jumping, which should show something like 16 to 18, and then 4 spades is probably a strong bidding sequence where you might choose a more attacking lead, leading from your honours perhaps. Or the second one, 1 club, 2 hearts, which is a jump, which should show 16 or more points. So it looks like the opponent's got at least 28 points, and you might choose an attacking lead, leading from a suit with an honour in it, as a hope to make some tricks for your side. And then there are most bidding sequences, perhaps, so it's really hard to tell whether you should be whether that's showing a strong hand by declarer or a weak hand, whether they've got enough for game or have some extras. So things like 1-no trump, 3-no trump, or 2 hearts, 4 hearts, or 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades, or 1 club, 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 spades, 4 spades. These could be hands where declarer's got lots of tricks, or it could be where they've only just got enough for game. So you can't really tell very much from that. But you'll often get a good idea once the lead has been made and once you see dummy as to which is the right strategy for the defense. Okay, so let's switch to look at some examples of this. And here are some bidding sequences. And we're going to start with this one where it's gone 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. And you, West, are on lead. And I'd like you to pick a lead. So I'm going to launch a poll in a moment. And the question is going to be, which suit do you think West should lead here? So I'll give you a minute to think about it. Don't answer verbally. And here comes the first of the polls today. And the question is, which suit? I'll share the results with you. Share it on the browser so it gets recorded. And it's all virtually a tie here. 45% went for hearts and 50% went for clubs, with one person going for diamonds. And if we look back at the hand again, this bidding sequence is one where it's clear that declarer and dummy only just have enough for game. 2 heart bid shows 6 to 9 points. The 3 heart bid is inviting game, maybe they've got something like 17 points. And North has just enough to accept the invitation and bid 4 hearts. And this is a kind of bidding sequence where you should think about not leading anything that will help declarer make an extra trick here. And my suggestion on this hand is that you should seriously think about leading a heart here. Leading a heart is very unlikely to help declarer make an extra trick here. You have 3 hearts yourself here, so your partner's probably only got 1 or 2. And in other words, keep your honours, your ace, your aces and your king, to try to beat declarer's high cards rather than leading away from those suits. So I think a heart is probably the best lead. Yes, I think a club is probably second best. And leading one of those suits where you have an ace in it is probably my least favourite lead. It turns out on this hand, if I click on the GIB button, it's actually telling me that will be able to defeat this contract unless I lead a spade. So it just turns out on this hand that a spade is the worst lead here. On any other lead, I might be able to defeat the contract. So let's see how it goes. I lead a heart, and down comes dummy, and you can see that dummy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, so it's enough to accept the invitation. And what we're going to do here is probably play as conservatively as possible so that we don't give away any extra tricks to Declarer. So let's see what happens. Declarer wins the first trick with the queen, and he continues drawing trump, so he's taken the second round, your partner discarded, and he plays a third round, drawing the last trump. Okay, now what? Now he plays a club from dummy, and he plays the queen, and it looks like he was finessing here. So let's suppose we win that one with the king. We're now in a similar position. We've won one trick there. It looks like we've got two tricks coming our way, but we don't want to help Declarer by leading something else. So we're going to lead something now. We don't have any more trumps to lead. Anyone like to suggest what we might lead here that won't help Declarer? Just unmute yourselves if you have an opinion.
Another club? A club?
A club is possible. What's the other lead that's probably not going to help Declarer?
Diamond, I think. The ace of diamonds.
Yeah, the ace of diamonds, I think. Yeah. The ace of diamonds, because we can see the king, queen, and dummy, I think that's a very safe lead. And in fact, again, if I click on the GIB button at this point, it's saying that leading a diamond, or in fact leading a club here, as it turns out, could lead to defeating the contract by two tricks. But the diamond lead looks quite safe to me. I'm going to take one of Declarer's honours. And now again, I think I might lead another diamond, because it's not helping Declarer make any tricks. They can always do this themselves. So they take the diamond. Now what? Now they lead a club, and they take their ace, and they lead the two of spades. And what do you think West should play here?
Low.
Yeah, you really need to play low at this point. Don't give Declarer a chance to make an extra spade here by playing the ace. You can see if you take your ace here, you can still defeat the contract, but only by one trick. Whereas if you play low, you have a chance to take two tricks. So play low, second hand play low. They take their king, and now if a spade comes back and they play their queen, now of course I'm going to take my ace. Okay. Having won the ace of spades, again, it's not exactly clear what to play here. Let's suppose you decide to play a spade. Sorry, where have we got to? Yeah. Let's suppose we decide to play a spade back, and it turns out on this hand your partner's got the jack, and they are able to win a trick. So now you've defeated the contract. Your partner on this one actually also has the jack of clubs, so they can take that trick. And then after that, I think that's it. But good defense could hold Declarer to 8 tricks on that one. Okay. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? Of course, it's impossible to know on a situation what a good lead there is, but a heart lead is probably a safe lead there. Come up, just refresh them. Okay. Here's another one where they've bid. Here they've stopped in a 2-spade contract. It's gone 1 spade, 2 spades. And again, you're on lead here. And I'd like you, there's another poll coming up saying what you think you should lead this time. So again, don't answer verbally, but have a little think about it and tell me what you think your best lead here is. And here the Here the majority have gone for a diamond, 50%, with 41% going for a heart and 9% picking a spade. And let's have a look. This again is a situation where any lead you make may help declarer. But I'm not going to lead a spade this time because I've got the queen 8-7. And I hope you can see that leading away from the queen, or leading the queen, which would be a mistake also, is very likely to help declarer. Declarer has presumably got the high spades except for the queen. And if you lead the spade, it will almost certainly help declarer avoid a spade loser there. So although I might think about leading a spade, I probably won't here. So if I decide not to lead a spade, because that's very likely to give away a trick, I think my second choice is a diamond. Because I've got 4 cards in the suit, it's perhaps less likely that I will be helping declarer. And if I lead from a short suit, like for example from the hearts or the clubs, I'm quite likely to be helping declarer make a trick, and I may not get many tricks back. So given the choice, I don't really want to lead anything here, but I think I'd rather lead the 2 of diamonds rather than lead a heart or a club. Either of those are very likely to be helping declarer, and the diamond may not be so much. So it's a time you don't really want to lead anything, but of course you have to pick something. And let's suppose you pick a diamond. So you lead a diamond, and down comes dummy, and you see there 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points there. So that looks like a reasonable lead. A low diamond is played from dummy, and let's just have a look at it from East point of view. Well, when your partner leads the 2 of diamonds there, that should indicate, unless that is a shortness, like a singleton it would have to be here, it probably indicates that they have some strength in that suit, including at least 1 honor. So if the 7 is played from dummy, I hope you can see that there's no need to play your ace. You should try to win this with your 10. Let's suppose the 10 wins the trick there. What do you think East should play at trick 2? There isn't a poll on this one, but what do you think you might lead at trick 2? Any thoughts? Do unmute yourselves if you'd like to say something.
Heart. Heart.
Club, heart.
Heart.
Yeah, I think a heart is the most attractive lead because you're leading into dummy's weakness. Any honors in hearts are between the south and the west hand here, and so you may be, giving your partner a chance to beat anything that declarer plays if you lead a heart. So a heart is much more attractive here, I think. Leading a club into the queen of clubs in dummy could easily help declarer make a trick with the queen there. So I think I'm going to lead a heart here. Don't lead a diamond here, of course, because that will help declarer make a trick with the king of diamonds, and I would switch to a heart. Okay, so let's bring up the 4 hands at this point and see what's going on. You lead a high heart here. It's sort of middle of 3, and here whatever declarer plays, your partner will be able to beat. So if declarer plays low, your partner will be able to win that one with a 10, and they can come back in diamonds. They should realize what happened on the first trick. You won the first trick with the 10 of diamonds, so lead another diamond, and again, if the king isn't played, play the jack. And your partner should now continue this by leading again into dummy's weakness, play the queen. You can win that one with the king, maybe lead a diamond back, and declarer is able to ruff that. Now, declarer, having gained the lead here, is probably going to draw trumps, and if they lead something like the jack, you should be wary of playing your queen here. We talk about second hand playing low but covering an honor with an honor, but this is an exception here. You pretty much know that De Clare has almost certainly got the high spades apart from the queen, and he's got a guess about who's got the queen and whether to try to finesse. And there's very little to be gained here by playing your queen, unless you think it's somehow going to promote a trick for your side, which it's very unlikely to. So you should have been preparing for this since the hand started, and just play low smoothly without thinking. It's possible De Clare may just cash the ace and the king, or he may try the spade finesse the other way. He may win that one with the king and lead a spade back, thinking your partner might have the queen. And if that happens, you are now able to win the trick with your queen. And you've now made 5 tricks there. Now, what do you think West should lead back at this point?
Diamond, I think. No.
So I'll just say that a diamond is probably a risky lead,
Okay.
because you can see dummies void in diamonds, and if you follow it, remembering,
Oh, of
Declara
course, yes,
is
yes.
also void.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that would give Declare a chance to rough in one hand while they discard from the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I wouldn't lead a diamond.
A spade.
Yeah, I think a spade
Spade, yeah.
is a safe return. You know pretty much that your partner doesn't have any spades now, so you may as well play a spade. Again, it's completely safe, and Declara wins that. That draws the last trump. Okay. Now let's suppose Declara cashes the ace of hearts and plays the 10 of clubs, and now things are a little bit different, because East-West, you've already taken 5 tricks now, and you've got the king and the jack, but you can see that if you don't play high here, Declara is going to win this trick, and you may not get to make your club. So now, right at the end here, we need to grab our tricks now, or that king may disappear. So we now need to take our king, okay, and whatever happens now, Declara will make the rest of the tricks, I think. Got this last spade, the last heart is good, and you'll be able to defeat the combat. So that was done by really starting with passive defense, trying not to give away tricks, and just right at the end, you were sort of a bit more aggressive and took your tricks.
Tony, can I just ask a question? Can
Yes,
you go back? Yeah, I actually decided on the diamond, but then I thought I'd made a mistake, because when I looked at the hearts, I thought, well, king, jack, 10. So if I led the 10, okay, they could take it with the queen, but I'd still have 2, the king and the jack. So I wasn't sure.
Well, yes, I mean, obviously it could have worked out to lead a heart if your partner happened to be strong in hearts, but it's all too likely that leading a heart will give Declare a chance to win a trick with the queen, which they would do here. And although eventually you would set up 1 trick for your side, it's only 1 trick. Okay, you'd only be able to make 1 trick there. So I think leading a heart is quite an attacking lead there, and it's very likely to give away a trick. Okay, so the diamond lead could have worked out badly too, but you have to lead something, and leading from a longer suit is probably a safer option there. Let's have a look at another one. This time it's got 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, and your partner leads the queen of diamonds, and down comes dummy. And what do you make of that lead of the queen?
Could be high-low.
It could be high-low. I think it's much more likely to be some kind of sequence with the queen and jack there. You can see the 10 in dummy, so it might just be queen jack.
Yeah.
Anyway, You give an encouraging signal on this one of the 7,
Mm.
and they play another diamond, which you win with the king.
Mm.
Okay, so you've just won the first 2 tricks. Dummy's now void in diamonds, and I've got the third poll for you, which is, having won the king of diamonds, what are you going to play at trick 3? So have a little think about this. Look at dummy, look at your own hand, and try and think what you should lead now. Poll and share the results with you. And 52% have gone for a spade, 33% for hearts, 10% for diamonds, and 1 person said a club. So let's have a look at this. So we've won the first 2 tricks, and what I can see on this hand is that there is a source of tricks in dummy. There is a long suit of clubs in dummy, and this kind of situation is one where you need to think about grabbing your tricks, or they may disappear. In other words, although you don't know who's got the queen of clubs, it's either in the south hand and the clubs it will run, or it's in the west hand, in which case it may fall under the king, or Declarer might be able to finesse against it. But either way, Declarer's got a good source of tricks in clubs, and I think I need to switch to an active defense to try to make any tricks. We're obviously not going to make any more clubs. Maybe we've got a heart trick if my partner happens to have the king or something like that, which we'll make anyway. But the only other suit where we may make tricks is in spades. So because of that long suit in dummy, I think I'm going to switch to a spade. It's probably the only place we'll make any more tricks here. There's not much point leading another diamond, because even because Declarer will be able to ruff that in dummy, presumably. So I think I need to switch to an active defense and switch to a spade. And I'm going to leave the normal card I would play here, which is a low spade. Okay. And on this one, your partner has the ace, they take it, and they switch back. And you're able to make the king of spades at this point. If we have a look at it, you'll see that Declarer does indeed have a very nice source of tricks in clubs. They've got 5 club tricks, and if you hadn't taken your spades then and there, they would be able to discard their spade losers on those clubs, and you probably wouldn't make any spades in that case. So you have to take your spade. After that, whatever you play back, Declarer can win that one. And now Declarer will just draw trumps, okay, and to be able to make all the club tricks. So he'll make 9 tricks there, but you wouldn't have made your 2 spades if you hadn't grabbed them. This was actually a hand that was played about a year or so ago, and when it was played, very few East-Wests held Declarer to 9 tricks, but you have to be more attacking here because of that club suit. Anyone have any questions on that one? And I just want to look at one last one. Yeah, let's have a look at this one, where it's gone 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts, pass 3 hearts, and your partner starts off with the ace of spades there, and down comes dummy. And what strikes me about dummy is, in contrast to the last hand, there is no long strong suit in dummy that's going to be a source of trick. So this kind of dummy makes me think I need to play more passively and not give away any extra tricks. So when the ace of spades is played, what spade do you think East should play?
9.
The
9.
9. You want to encourage, don't you? Your
Mm.
partner's got the ace and the king, presumably. They may not have the queen, so you want to encourage because you're hoping to ruff. So they carry on with the king, you play the 5, and your partner gets the message, plays another spade, and you ruff. Now you might decide to ruff low, you might try ruffing with the jack. Either way, it doesn't matter. You win that 3rd trick. Well done, you've taken 3 tricks now. And the question for you now is, what do you think you should play now? Have a little think about it, and let me know. I won't launch a poll. Just tell me what you think he should play back, having won the Jack of Hearts.
Heart.
A heart?
No.
Heart.
Well, diamond or club, I think, but I don't know which one.
Yeah. The problem with leading a diamond or a club is that you are leading away from your king, and you are leading towards the queens in dummy.
Mm.
So leading one of those suits is very likely to help declarer. If we bring up the 4 hands, if they are something like this, you can see that if you lead either minor suit, declarer can play low from their hand and win the trick in dummy,
Yeah.
and you won't make a trick now with that king. So a much safer lead is to lead a trump back here. Okay?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Lead a trump.
Yeah.
Okay, so lead a trump back. Declarer wins that, draws the last trump, let's say, and now they're going to have to try to make a trick with one of their queens, and they're probably going to try finessing. So what they'll do is maybe cash their ace, lead a club, and if the queen is played, you of course will win that with your king. And having won the king, what do you think you should play back now?
Another club?
Yeah, another club. Again, not a diamond. Leading towards the queen of diamonds is just as bad. All right? You've got the king sitting there that will stop the queen from making a trick, and you don't have any trumps to lead, but leading back a club probably won't help declarer. So we'll lead another club. They can ruff that. Okay? And now they're going to have to play the diamonds themselves. However they play it, if they play the queen here, or if they just played low, you can now win that one with your king. Okay, and now I think you've made 5 tricks. I don't think you can make any more. If you play a diamond back, declarer wins that one and will claim the rest. But you'll defeat them there. Again, that was very passive playing because you didn't see a long suit in dummy, and you saw those queens, and leading away from your kings to the queens could easily help declarer. Any comments or questions? So very often when you see a long suit in dummy, you need to play slightly differently, and if you don't see that, try and play passively. Try not to give away anything to declarer. We'll end the talk there, and I'll just say goodbye to you all. But if you would like a partner in the game coming up, do stay on the connection and unmute yourselves and let me know. The rest of you I'll say goodbye to. The game has opened up.